See, personally, it's so weird when I'm talking in a stream at the same time I hear somebody's talking also. So it's like I get confused very easily. So it's another kind of like a habit that needs to be adjusted in different way. So interested to see where it's gonna go. Okay, still have 22 seconds of ultra buff. Should be enough to mostly clear this place, this side. Mostly I can get everything out here. And it's finished. Too bad the Blackstones are not selling anymore. This game has such a big inflation early time, like early stage of items. Because most of the player base is probably at the end game already. So a lot of items, they're not there anymore. Nobody's buying them. That's why you have too many of them. Well, of course, they have added some methods that you get just too many of them. Like Blackstones are a good example. You just get so many of them when you're grinding Oluns, for example, and nobody buys them anymore. So instead of selling them on a central market, you kind of like end up being in a situation that you just sell them just to vendor, 10 times less value. So it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks, especially when you get it like a lot of times. But it's good that I kept selling some items whenever I came back to the game. I kept selling everything I had. Although I should just try to, if I know like I'm not gonna feel like playing the game anymore, that is the time I should come and sell everything I have. That's the time I should sell everything I have, and then just wait with the money. Most of the time it's been the most valuable option to do, just sell everything before taking a longer break from the game. But yeah. Even here is how many of the shards I have. I need like 400 shards from this place. And I have 117, so I still need 283. Then I will be done with this place. Then I'm gonna go grind it in the morning light. Morning light areas. Oh, by the way, we actually been grinding 2 hours already. That's good. You know, you see, that's just slowly, it just comes together. Just comes like that. But yeah, a little bit, almost 300 shards I need to get. I wonder if anybody really, like, I really wonder if anybody, like, who in their right mind was really watching the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. Like, honestly, I was just seeing this morning some news about it, what happened there. I'm like seriously, somebody really watched this show? And the fact that it became so big of a news, I was very disappointed. Very disappointed. That honestly, everything is just so, you know, there's not really anything special about anything anymore. Like all the UFC stuff, the boxing and everything, it just feel like they have lost even their little bit of, you know, a little bit of this kind of like... what is purpose, or this kind of like what is it, respect? No, not respect, something else. The word, But anyway, the thing is that it's all the boxing and UFCs. They just feel like they're just this WWE. By they're just the wrestling, scripted wrestling. Everything just feels nowadays just scripted wrestling. Although of course boxing has always been, it's kind of like a mind game. A lot of times, it's more of like a popularity game. You just become the most popular, you're most likely gonna be the most successful, because you're gonna bring so much more money than anybody else. So they come up with ways to make it so that they repeat. Oops. No, wrong button. Okay, there's somebody. Yeah, there's people here. Okay, let's see if there is orc. Nope, no orcs. So yeah, it's kind of sad that the whole event happened, and the fact that it was on Netflix. I mean, the fact that it actually was on Netflix told you all about the things, like everything, like how many like a proper sport events has been shown on Netflix. Like seriously. And for me, it felt like, okay, if you're showing that on Netflix, it's like, okay, this is like it's just a show. It's just a show that is, somebody made it ready for you. Like, it's just so stupid. It's sad though. That's how it's gonna be. And then, but I mean, I just, all I hope is that Mike Tyson got really good money out of it. That's all I'm hoping about it. That he got a very good contract out of it, and he managed to get a lot of money out of it. That's all I'm caring, honestly speaking. Like, he really took money out of it. Then I'm just happy, like, he did what he needed to do. Take money from fools. Take money from the fools. And it was kind of funny, like, there was one news article. They were going like, this kind of like a news that tried clickbait news. They were like putting like Mike Tyson is doing it again. Back to the old habits of biting somebody. I was like, what? I first thought like, yeah, there was some biting happening there. But it just somebody was just bringing up a very old known habit of Mike Tyson, that he likes to, chew his the mouth guard and then the gloves, the thumb of the gloves. He has the habit. He always had the habit in his career to bite them, because it's like any professional athlete. They have all kind of weird habits and superstitions and stuff like that. Like for him, it was biting things. So it's nothing to do that he did bite somebody, some fight, some challenger in a boxing match. It's nothing to do with that. It just has the habit of the biting stuff to calm himself out or something like that. But it's just the way it felt like people are just either so young, they just don't know, and they just taking everything they find on internet and putting it as a news. But actually, that's also the truth. The journalism has died so long time ago. Nowadays, you don't even know who is a real journalist. Sometimes you feel like to be able to do journalist job is just that you're just good at Googling articles, and then maybe you somehow translate them correctly. So, like, you don't really do your own research apart from like search engine. And probably now, a couple more years, all the news are going to be like AI generated. Like somebody just made like, oh, what is the newest news about today and stuff like that. Okay, can you translate it and can you make it ready for the, like as a news article, and everything comes out perfectly. And I can see so much that a lot of journalists are going to lose the job, because if you're not really doing a journalist job, what is the point really? What's the point? Like, just have a bot doing it, AI doing it. It's just so stupid also. I don't know if it's the same thing in every country, but in our country things have gone very, very bad direction. But like the thing, I think like was it in the USA elections? They always been saying like, you know, Fox Channel is this and BBC, no, CNN is this. Of course, all the channels are always politically, you know, like tied to something. Non-political news channels are usually doing articles that nobody reads. That's just how it is, because the masses always are silencing them. Like I used to like the Vice news. I liked usually the articles they made, the stories they made about all kind of like crazy stuff happening in the world or that happened. Like there was one about, I remember this one article. They actually went to interview some warlords somewhere, and then there was this one warlord who was called like, was it called Naked Death? Oh no, something like naked something. Like the guy used to go in a fight, he was just completely naked. And then everybody thought, because he's walking naked everywhere in the fight, he cannot get shot. Like he never got injured when he was naked. But when he had one time he had clothes on in a battle, he got injured. He got shot in the hand or something. But whenever he was naked, nothing. He was like invincible when he was naked. That kind of a stories, I was like, wow. And it was a true thing. Like everybody was like, anybody they interviewed, they're like, yo, yeah, I saw it. Like he never got hurt when he's, you know, like removed all his clothes. Like his skin was protecting him, but the clothes are, you know, like tainting him and something like that. Yeah, but Vice News used to be also very nice, but there's something also happened along the way. They become very political, and it kind of like started to go bad right away there. I think like once they managed to reach certain position point in the popularity, they kind of like started to gain more money and investments for political groups or something like that or groups that had agendas. So they started to not to be anymore as independent as they used to be. But that's unfortunately how it is usually. But it's the same thing like games also. Like usually like all these AAA games, they're just a lot of BS. Money, they're just busy trying to figure out ways to grab as much money as possible, make a lot of profit as possible and as quick as possible. And then actually the good games nowadays, they only comes with the small developers, like really independent developers, indie devs and stuff like that. That's like basically the only way you really get to really good enjoyable games. And the only thing the AAA games they try to win you over is just crazy graphics and really visually really intriguing kind of things. And that's it. That's all. Nothing after that. Everything else is just very plain old things. Nothing innovative. Nothing like special. No risks at all. AAA games are nowadays very risk-free investments. Like they make games so that you know, you're guaranteed to get certain amount of sales, and that's it. The same thing with movies also. Certain movies are like kind of like very safe, but although they are, and then the ones that they don't want to make safe, they start writing the story completely new without even following the original story or the original. What is it called? I know in Finnish is lähde. It's source. Yeah, they don't want to do the original source. They want to come up with their own new thing. And I always like wonder, like, why are you doing that? If the original source was already successful, why do you want to take a risk there that is not going to be worth it? Because, you know, the story was already amazing. Now you want to do something that is not amazing anymore, which is very dull, political, ideological BS. Like, come on. Why are you doing that to yourself? Why are you killing the gift horse? Why? Like, seriously. Oh my goodness. And what? Did I hear right that like from the movies and stuff, did I hear right that they're going to make a God of War movie? Did I hear that right? And did I hear right also that Dwayne Rock Johnson is going to be Kratos. Like, one of the worst options you can have. Like, honestly speaking. I think, and you know, this is not bothering me. It really hit, now it's really hitting my head. I need to check this one. God of War, first trailer. I do see some mentioning on that, but I don't know if it's real or some teaser, you know, like a fan-made stuff. But yeah, unfortunately, Dwayne Johnson is a lot, but yeah, definitely not suitable for acting as a Kratos. Because unfortunately, the only good movie Dwayne Johnson has made was what was the movie called? I actually need to check that. It was like really like among his first movies he made. That was like the best I know he has done. But it also was mostly because actually he wasn't doing a lot of acting. He was mostly like being a persona. And then the director handled all the necessary, like, you know, creating the image of the person. But what, seriously? Still here coming. Let me see if I can get this one. Where is it? Okay, oh, sorry, I need to show it. This one I need to show. Okay, here. So Dwayne Johnson. So he usually always acts one kind of person. That's his MO. That's like his what he is. So it's always the same. And as you can see, like the reviews are usually not that good, even though it brings a lot of people to watch because it's in a way it's entertaining. But the one movie that really did well for him, I think, like, is absolutely one of the best movies he made. Is this one? Yeah, this one. I think this was like one of his best roles he did. Faster. And completely, of course, he being himself. And it suited very perfectly in this role. Although it didn't get like a lot of good review, apparently, because here it's just like what, 6.4. He has made a lot of movies that has better reviews, but not because of, but not really, because if you like really look his although I will never believe the reviews, but let's see here. Yeah, Doom was terrible, like Indoor Gang. There's some, yeah, that's like a pretty okay 7.1. 6.5, 5.7. Am I still alive? Yep. 6.7, but it was a small role for him here. Like, if you really look the reviews, okay, Fast and Furious are pretty alright. 6, 7.1, Sun Under 6. Moana 7.6, but then again it's his voice acting, not the body acting, like, you know. So like he doesn't really do that kind of like a good stuff, and honestly they're not anything special usually their way acting, but it's the main point is it is just bringing a lot of views. The same thing like Adam Sandler. His movies don't get a lot of good good reviews from the critics. But actually, Adam Sandler is a amazing actor. That's personally how I see it. He's amazing actor. I mean, there's a reason like nobody wanted to make his movies at the start, and then what he decided, he made his own production studio, and he produced all his movies and all his friends, and he always used his friends in the movies. That's why I was enjoying to watch, because I always knew like the faces were familiar faces, and they were funny people, very entertaining people. Even though the humor might be like very childish sometimes, but you know, the point is to be entertained, and I did enjoy Adam Sandler movies. I enjoy. And then when he started to make some more serious roles, I think that is the time people should have realized, like, actually we are talking about something very amazing actor. I mean, it's like we're talking about legend like a Robin Williams. You know, he wasn't like really always favorable among the critics. Or Jim Carrey also. They're not always. It's comedians are never on top of the critics. Critics don't usually like comedians for some reason. If you think about it, like how many comedian actors are getting constantly good reviews from critics in their movies? How many? How many? It's so hard to see. I don't know really that many. Even like maybe Stephen Carell, maybe excuse me, maybe he's getting all right reviews from the critics. But as a comedy show, it's very hard to get like a lot of awards and stuff like that. For some reason, like Oscars only goes to like something very, very boring, sad story or something, storytelling, and that's it. You know. If it's like very like sad story, then it's like them. But when it's happy stuff, you can't have that. You can't have happy stuff. You can't have comedy stuff to be, like the most like liked show. It just cannot be. I just don't know why. Why is it that happiness is a negative thing in the world of art? Always when you like look like music, movies, series, the darker the story or the sadder the story, the more popular it is. Like look at like a Breaking Bad, for example. The whole concept of it's very sad and very like a grim kind of a thing, and that's that's why it became so amazing. Like somebody's pushing something, but of course everybody knew that the end was not gonna be pleasant and stuff like that. But still. That's how it was. It was amazing. Breaking Bad is an amazing show. And also like kind of brutal, honest about the world societies and everything, how things are going around drugs and stuff like that. So it's a good kind of a show, and definitely like I think like Breaking Bad is one of those shows that everybody should watch it, regardless of the age they are. Okay, not underage of course, but at least the youngest should be the ones who are easily be involved in drugs. They should watch it. It's one of those kind of shows. Because it kind of like also shows it that, yeah, when you can be successful there, you can get a lot of money, but of course at the end, it's gonna be short. You're gonna enjoy it short while, and then you just gone. Like everything is gone like that. So. And what kind of a damage it will do and stuff like that. Although, you never know if those things really help people to stay away from hard stuff. I don't know. I really don't know, because I honestly I remember this kind of like in a school when I was like 12 or something, 13, when we had all this kind of like at what is it called again? This kind of like don't do drugs movements and educations and stuff like that. And they always try to make it look very nasty and very dirty and all that. But like honestly speaking, I didn't feel anything special about it. I was just like so what? It's like that. Like I remember when they showed us the like how does a lung. Actually, they brought up our real lungs in front of us. Like how does a smoker lungs look compared to the healthy lungs? And they were like real human lungs. They showed us like real human lungs difference. They had that kind of like special unit they were taking around and everything, just to show us, you know, and they fill it up with air, how it looked when it expanded and stuff like that, and say like, does this look healthy and stuff? And it was a real heart, lungs. Not joking, it wasn't like a fake stuff, but it was real stuff. Because that's the like the impact they wanted to put. They wanted to put like that, like a very like harsh impact on you, so you don't do them, so you don't do stuff. But honestly, out of the group, how many people ended up smoking and doing drugs and stuff like that? Yeah, I think like instead it might have had the opposite effect. Like, let's be honest. Yeah, so it's a really I don't think that's the way you're gonna get it out of the way. There's just something else need to be done, not just telling like, oh, these are bad. No, I don't think that's the way you're gonna get kids not to go on the wrong path. Something else need to be figured out. I mean, we have done these things so long time already, so you would assume we would have enough information how to do things properly. But instead, I feel like we're always going backwards with the research. Like something we don't even do research on the right stuff. We're researching like very weird stuff. I mean, like the craziest thing I actually see, like sometimes like this artistic stuff is just, it doesn't have any sense. Like there was a news article about how like a university professor was having some sort of like a, I don't know, was it like a psychological or something like this, but it was something to do with something like sexuality act or something like this. And then on that course they were doing like BDSM stuff and everything, you know, like very like hardcore kind of like, and then why people have the mindset to do that or something like that, or you know, acceptance of something. Anyway, the whole point was that this teacher he was showing his home videos at the start of the class. So imagine you are looking at the class. This is just like a university class, and then you see a video that your professor is doing something in his home videos. You know, that kind of activity, and then you're like wondering like, what is going on? And the fact, on top of this, he was getting funds from us, like at this kind of like company, not company, but union or something like this, is like a support union for the arts and stuff. Like he managed to get like 78,000 to do that kind of like research or something, or some sort of art form. I mean, like I was thinking like, okay, so you can get 78,000 to do some like porn video. like excuse me, you can get it as an art fund, do porn, and then some sort of like art support union pays you or funds your projects for like 80,000. All right, understood. Sometimes I feel like things in our country are just so messed up. Like I like every time I see all these kind of weird news, I know they're like clickbait news and all that, but then still, even though they're like very small portion of everything, but it still gives me the feeling like, okay, if we are in a society we're wasting our money and energy on this kind of stuff, no wonder our country is in a bad shape financially. Like we are in very terrible direction. So yeah. We're not gonna have another Nokia, you know. We used to have a company called Nokia that was actually #1 mobile phone manufacturer. And then we did few stupid things, and we didn't believe in touchscreen technology, and then boom, Nokia disappeared. Was bought by Microsoft and did what, and everything just went terribly wrong. And yeah, we lost lots of money. Lots of money was lost. Actually, I am curious now. I need to see this one. Okay. This one I need to check. I want to know, like, what was the the profit of Nokia on before they started falling down? I want to know. I want to see this one. This is like a scientific check. This is scientific fact check time. We need to check that. I need to see like how that company did and how much it affected the, let's say, the tax money, the tax fund the government is using to improve the country's well-being. I want to see if there was any huge was there any kind of impact at all necessary? Because nowadays we have also like a couple of massive companies still that is globally known. So like Supercell is probably the biggest we have right now. One of the biggest, definitely. And they're consistently bringing revenue to the company. I'm actually go here. This might take a little bit longer time. So here, Nokia. Here, okay, just showing the. So here it is, Nokia Corporation. This is the company. They used to be the biggest mobile phone provider, and after that, they just ended up being network kind of and weird kind of technology stuff. But not network solution is probably the only thing that they are really into anymore. Like if you're being honest. So, okay, here Nokia stock. Here we see max 5 years ago. See, here it is. This is the peak time of mobile phones. When was the time the first iPhone? Because iPhone is the one that killed Nokia. Because iPhone idea was the touchscreen. In Nokia, they didn't believe it, even though they had better. The technology was better. Everything was better than the iPhone had. Like the Nokia did all the research. They had a lot of patents and stuff like they did a lot of research and everything.